police are failing to investigate cases of hate speech against white people, a report by a free market think tank has said. The study by the Institute of Economic Affairs said free speech was being stifled by a surge in the number of hate crime investigations. So, look, what's going on here? Here to pick through the noise is Head of Cultural Affairs at the Institute of Economic Affairs. It's Marc Glendening. Marc, great to have you on the show. Thank you very much. Look, talk us through what's going on here, then. So, police, are choosing not to investigate incidents of anti-white hate crime?
Yes, absolutely. So, for example, we had the Labour Party's former advisor on trans issues, a trans model called Munro Bergdorf, making overtly racist accusations against white people. Nothing happened about that. We've had an academic, Professor Gopal, at Cambridge, coming out with equally overtly racist, obscene comments. We've had a student union official, Bahar Mustafa, saying "kill all white men," hashtag.
So that happened?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And the police took no action.
Right.
So what we're seeing is the police are adopting an incredibly selective approach to who they will go after, using this Orwellian concept of hate speech, which, of course, is undefined in law. So the police define it, following advice from the College of Policing, simply as exhibiting unfriendliness towards a group. But they're turning a blind eye to certain instances
by that
of it.
metric, you could actually apply that to football fans, in a way. Because, if you've got Everton fans shouting things at Liverpool fans, at what point do the police decide that's hate speech, for goodness sake? But from a much more serious perspective, I suppose it does tie in maybe to an idea that you can't really be racist to white people, maybe. And
you're absolutely right. And this is where, of course, critical race theory comes in, which is a racist doctrine that Black Lives Matter and other people have been advancing, which say exactly that. So, again, it's, heads we win, tails you lose. Now, I believe, as a free speech fundamentalist, that we should all have the right to say whatever we want to say politically, and that we should just discard this sinister concept of hate speech. I think I should not be inhibited in what I say, and equally, I have no right to stop other people expressing their views. But I suppose the problem with that is that potentially some people are more easily offended than others, and the police are more keen on policing their level of offence than they are about other groups of people, potentially. Which, again, is a if you go down that road, then you're actually saying that some citizens in our society should not be treated as individuals. They should be treated as part of groups, identity groups, and they should have more rights than people who are outside of that group. Now, that's a very dangerous path for a society to go down. It's going down the road of a kind of primitive tribalism. Surely we should be trying to move away from that, whereby we should be viewing each other simply as individuals, and it's irrelevant what colour skin we have, what religion we have, how tall we are, which football team we support, so on and so forth. We should just view each other as individuals who have exactly the same rights in law and the same rights to participate in democracy. And you can't have a functioning liberal democracy if you don't have total freedom of speech to express whatever views you have about.
So your response to it, correct me if I'm wrong here, your response to it would not be to prosecute more people for anti-white hate speech, it would be to prosecute fewer people for all of it?
Absolutely, absolutely. Right. Free speech is a two-way street, and sometimes there will be things you don't like. I don't like these anti-white racist comments any more than I approve of anti-black racist comments or Islamophobic comments. I simply don't believe the state should have the capacity to tell us what we can say.
Yeah, I think, look, with what's going on at the moment as well, we've seen a rise in anti-Semitism. We've also seen a rise, in Islamophobia. Keir Starmer, by the way, we're coming on to this later, has released an interesting video on Anti-Islamophobia Month. Apparently it's a month now that we are about to engage in, so we'll get stuck into that. But thank you very much. Tremendous to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Fascinating reading when it comes to that report as well. As Marc Glendening there is the head of cultural affairs at the Institute of Economic Affairs.